Hey y'all, it's Trevor, your Pride Fairy, and this is Discovering Gay History. So I get asked sometimes as a gay couple traveling what it's like and what we do to stay safe. So I wanted to make this video about the state of the world in terms of gay travel. Here we go. So LGBTQ people have to be particularly careful about how and when they travel. There are over 70 countries where consensual same-sex relationships are criminalized in one way or another to different extremes. There's actually a special page on the government's website about traveling while being gay. Here are a couple tips that they suggest doing. They suggest making sure that your passport is up to date with your chosen name and your sexual identity. This is really important to enter and leave countries that criminalize being trans. They also recommend packing important health documents, marriage certificates, birth documents, just to cover your bases. If you find yourself injured or in a hospital and you need your spouse or partner to join you, you want to make sure that you're covered legally. What we have to remember is that the US laws and protections do not always apply when you are traveling abroad. Now, what do I do when I'm looking at a place that I might potentially buy a ticket to? A few things. There's a lot of homework that you have to do. I make sure that there aren't any laws criminalizing homosexual activity. PDA is something that we almost never do abroad unless we know that the place is super gay friendly. You have to be very aware of your surroundings and the social sentiment around gay life. While it might not be criminalized, the social feelings about homosexuality are something that you have to consider when you're traveling. So we err on the side of caution and we typically do not do it. There are places in the US that I don't do it, so you just have to be aware of your surroundings. Next, I would suggest finding the Gamerhood and staying in the Gamerhood. One, it's way more fun. It's usually closer to the gay clubs. Two, there are more gay people around. There is safety in numbers. Three, you have the ability to patron gay businesses. And I think that that's really cool and really important. And you meet gay people all across the world. And that is something that has been really fun and rewarding for me. It's just the way to go, I think. And then finally, as a US citizen, you always want to know where the closest embassy or consulate is. If you do get into legal trouble, this is where you're going to need to go. This is where they'll be able to help you. It's just a good idea to have that information in the back of your head. I would say that if you weren't gay too. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You should know where the consulate or the embassy is. Safety and consequences are a very big concern when traveling. There are a few countries that still utilize the death penalty for being gay. Other punishments can include public lashing, flogging, or even life in prison. Now, the top 5 safest places to travel as an LGBTQ community member is Canada, the Netherlands, Sweden, Malta, and Portugal. Did you notice that the US is not in the top 5? What would you guess? Top 10? 15? Yeah, it lands at 20 as the safest place to travel for LGBTQ members. There are states that have little to no protection for LGBTQ people, and you have to be careful. There are places that I do not walk around hand in hand with my fiance. It can be a little scary and it can be a little jarring to hear that we do not land in the top 10 safest places to travel. We got some work to do, y'all. And then the top 5 most dangerous places to travel as a LGBTQ person are Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Malawi, Oman, and Jamaica. There are 41 countries on this list that have an F rating, which means that your life is in danger by traveling and being gay in these places. I'm going to link the list below. It is a very useful resource. especially with the way we travel, it's very helpful to see where these places lie in terms of policy and laws and social sentiment. I think that does it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, please. I'd really appreciate it. And most importantly, please donate to this week's fundraiser. It can be found on my Facebook page. And we'll see you tomorrow on Discovering Gay History.